What's up, y'all? Thanks for tuning in to Hands Down Sports, starting lineup podcast. And I got to talk about my beloved Knicks, my G, that Detroit. They they they're beating us like no other, babe. Like they look like they built this team to beat us because we beat them in the playoffs last year. Cunningham ain't playing. I know he's a really good player, up and coming superstar. I mean, when those type of guys come to Madison Square Garden, you know what to expect. They're coming with the A plus 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 game. But then everybody else turns into Jordan as well, which is wild. But very upset about that particular game because we look soft. Yo, son, the elbow, B. A la cara, loco. Un día, loco. Somebody that don't get no burn. You know what I mean? If Cat gets ejected from the game for being, bully ball, you know what I'm saying? I'm happy with that. But he's not going to do that. You know what I mean? Not everybody on this squad has the defensive skills like OG. You know what I mean? And I love Hart. He does a little bit of everything, man. He's that glue. I appreciate that guy. You know, fourth quarter, you know who you got to give the ball to, Bay. The point guard, the one and only Brunson. You know what I'm saying? He got to take over in the fourth. But Cat, you got to be a dog, man. We're not going to win a championship with you playing defense soft like a Twinkie. Y el otro también. Bridges, my guy. What? Yo, dogs. What happened to you? You need some time off? You need a couple of days off? A couple of weeks or something? Yo, I don't know what's going on with that dude, man. Yo, I was vouching for him. I was like, I don't care. Give the Nets everything. The Nets is little brother here in New York, babe. This is the team that be running stuff out here. But we got to win a chip, man. Yo, dogs, the people that could afford, to be up in the front row, he should never be surprised that the other team does what they do, especially what Detroit did. Now, we played Houston, and they almost beat us too. And they're not a slouch. They're a good team this year, man, with KD and them. In the West, they're little, they're scrappy, man. They can make some moves. They can go far. I don't see them in the finals, but the NBA. But I want to read something that my brother, big shout out to my little brother Esco, my dude, my guy. You know what I mean? Love you, brother. But he broke it down like this. Brunson, one weakness. He's small, he's short, you know what I mean? It affects his ability to guard well in the defensive side. But when he's on the offensive side, he got you with that step. Bang, boom. Toma este. All right. So we got Bridges. Shies away from physicality. He gets bumped while going to the basket, and then he spends the rest of the game taking fadeaway shots. Now, I like his fadeaway shot. I was saying, yo, you got to do that more often. But it shouldn't be, unless you're posting up, do the fade. But not they get, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. Let me do a fadeaway shot. And who messed up his shot that when they came to the New York Knicks last year, I'm like, who changed his shot? Is his style of shooting? Anyways, I don't know where he's at. You know what I mean? He's not even scoring like 18 a game or nothing. Like, Beco loco. Hart is great. He does so much for us. You can see it more when he doesn't play. He's improved his shot, but he's not officially gifted. That shows itself when he spreads the floor. He does a little bit of everything. But Hart is Hart, though. It's right here, son. That dude can stay on my team all day, son. You know what I mean? OG, very good at everything except ball handling. Defense elite, shooting very good, strong, etc. You know what I'm saying? His downfall is consistency and ability to still stay healthy. He will play great for 8 games, then disappear and get hurt. Right now, he's dealing with a toe injury. Big toe had nail completely torn off. I'll be hurting too. You know what I mean? That's my brother's words. Cat, you need to eat some plátanos, dogs. I'm sorry, your mom's not around anymore. God bless her soul. I bet you she was a beautiful lady. But dogs, let me read what my brother had to say. Because it's, forget about it. You know what I'm gonna say. Cat's gonna look for me, son. And he's gonna kick my ass. You know what I'm saying? 7-footer. My guy. Cat needs to start getting aggressive. He's not looking to take advantage of his mismatches. He needs to post up smaller defenders. Against Detroit, he was getting pushed around by forwards. Stupid fouls, like always stupid fouls. The hooking defender calls you can't get around them. You know, you're hooking defenders because you can't get around them. Mentally gets weaker per game. He's averaging 20 and 10, but has to be the most inefficient 20 and 10 I've ever seen in my life. This is my brother. He's like a 10 times bigger Knicks fan than I, and he's a stat guy. So this is crazy, my G. He's settling for threes this year more than he's ever had, shooting the worst he's ever had. He needs to be legit scoring threat. I can keep going on and on and on, but I won't. He said it right there. Mitch Robinson is so important to this team. I think we using him, using his. I guess he's trying to say. I think we're using him correctly, saving him for the playoffs. You know what I mean? Shamet is shooting great for us. What we missing since Deontay left to Minnesota. Shamet knows his defense assignments, and he's rarely making mistakes on rotations. He's just not a good defender. He's weak. No hops. Alvarado is new. What we need from him, like ball handling, defense intensity, passion, overlooks the fact that he is another undersized guard. But that's perfectly fine with me. Clarkston. Clarkston should be given more chances. He's a scoring threat. Yes, his defense gets me frustrated, but we didn't sign him for defense. Let him loose on the rotation that lacks scoring. There might be something between him and Mike Brown. They definitely is. You know what I'm saying? But tú sabes, it's my way or the highway. Some guy with these, some people in the league and shit, coaching and players too. Yo, dogs, y'all don't want to win a chip, eh? Y'all just want to make your money, feed your fam, eat. You know what I mean? Let me see here. He says Jeremy Sashan. That's how you pronounce his name. He's going to be a good uh, fit for us. He needs more minutes. He can play both forward position and some centers at times. Him and Dewar, if I'm pronouncing it, I say Dewar. Dewar needs to share minutes to use them simultaneously. However, I feel like Jeremy should get the nod most nights. One main thing we need to improve on this is shooting consistency, threes especially. This will change everything. I just feel like we are off. The whole time is off. The whole timing. Why is it contagious? Why isn't it one guy is off and then the rest team is fine? It's contagious. So those are my brother's words, almost, basically word for word. And I agree with him 100%. Yo, Knicks, if you're here, hands down sports. I'm telling you, man, we're not going to win a chip if you ain't willing to play together defensively. Because we're not really mad at the offense. It's just like, you know, like my brother said, it's like once you start missing threes, you're all missing threes, not just one guy. You know what I'm saying? So let's get back. Let's get focused. We got to win against Houston. Let's get this ball rolling. Win after win after win. We can't be losing to the top teams. And Houston is one of the top teams in the West. I don't want to say that, we got, lucky because, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, when we're playing these top squads, man, we got to come with it, son. They're going to be in the playoffs. We might, run into these guys. And if we make it to the Eastern Conference, I believe we're going to see Detroit right there. The team that has been just, they just have their way with us right now, dogs. It's like we can't do anything. We haven't even taken a lead in one quarter, and we played them 3 times already. Yo, babe, let me know in the comments what you think, especially the Knicks fans. You know, if you're a Knicks hater, I don't want to hear what you got to say. I want to hear the real Knicks fans. What y'all seeing? What are y'all looking at? What do you think is going on right now? You know, we're like what, fourth in the East? Yo, my G. Anyways, man, estamos aquí, tú sabes, loco. Hands Down Sports. This is your Starting Line podcast. Peace. Hands down. Hands down. Hands down, shit, you know what I mean?